Hello dear students. In the last two videos we learned some of the properties of square numbers. In this video we will learn some more properties of square numbers. The first and the most important property is formation of Pythagorean triplet. Now you have already learned in class 7 about Pythagoras theorem. We'll just revise it quickly. What is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem states that in a right angle triangle, the sum of squares of the base and altitude is equal to the square of hypotenuse. You already know that in a right triangle, a triangle in which one angle is 90 degree is called a right angle triangle. This line on which the triangle is seated is called the base and the height is called the altitude. The longest side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. So the Pythagoras theorem states that in a right angle triangle, the sum of squares of base and altitude is equal to the square of its hypotenuse. That is, if you consider the base as B, the altitude as A and the hypotenuse as C, then A square plus B square is equal to C square. Okay, so today's our property is related to this concept. Now what are Pythagorean triplets? Pythagorean triplets are three numbers which satisfies this condition. That is, any three natural numbers, you can take any three like A, B, C, are called Pythagorean triplets if they satisfy the condition that A square plus B square is equal to C square. Now, if you take any natural number n, there is a way to find out the Pythagorean triplets. So, how to find it out? Let us see. If n is any natural number, then if you take three numbers like 2n means 2 multiplied by the number which you have taken. Then n square minus 1, that is square of that number minus 1, and then n square plus 1, that is square of that number plus 1. Then those three numbers will be Pythagorean triplets, or those three numbers will satisfy this condition. Let us take one example. For example, if you take n is equal to 3. Okay. If n is 3, what is 2n? 2n is 2 multiplied by 3. What is 2 multiplied by 3? 6. Now what is n square minus 1? N is 3, so n square is 3 square. 3 square is 9. 9 minus 1, 8. Now what is n square plus 1? 3 square plus 1. That is 9 plus 1, 10. Now let us check whether they satisfy this condition or not. You see, 6 square plus 8 square is equal to 10 square. This is the condition. Let us check whether it is true or not. If it is true, then these three numbers 6, 8 and 10 are Pythagorean triplet. Now see, 6 square is 36. What is 8 square? 8 square is 64. And what is 10 square? 100. You add 36 plus 64. What will you get? You will get 100. So 6, 8 and 10 are Pythagorean triplet. Okay. Now let us see the next property. Let us write all the square numbers. This you have already learned. 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. Okay. All the square numbers are here. Now if you check 4, 4 ones are 4 plus 0. 9 is 4 twos are 8 plus 1. 16, 4 fours are 16 plus 0. 25, 4 6 are 24 plus 1. 36 is 4 nines are 36 plus 0. 49 is 4 12s are 48 plus 1. You check here when the remainder is 0. 4 is a multiple of 4 or 4 is divisible by 4. If you take 9, when you divide 9 by 4, you get the answer 2 and the remainder 1. Here 16 is a multiple of 4 or 16 is divisible by 4. Like if you check any square numbers, they have a special pattern, that is either they are multiple of 4 or they are one more than a multiple of 4. So our eighth property is all square numbers are either a multiple of 4 or one more than a multiple of 4. What is the eighth property? Every square number can be written as a multiple of 4 or as a multiple of 4 plus 1. Okay. Now let us see property number 9. You see here you have all square numbers. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, 5 square, like that. Now 1 square 1, 2 square 4. I have written all the square numbers. Now here what did I do? Check it. What I have done? I multiplied every square number by 2. And then I got 1 2s are 2, 4 2s are 8, 9 2s are 18. Can these numbers be perfect squares? Check it. 2. Is it a perfect square? No. 8, 18, 32, 50, 72, 98. Is there any perfect square here? No. So the ninth property says that if n is a perfect square, n means these numbers 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, like that. If n is a perfect square, then its double can never be a perfect square. That means if you multiply any perfect square by 2, you will never get a perfect square. Now let us see property number 10. Property number 10 is to find out the numbers between two square numbers, any two square numbers. Now between two square numbers there will be many numbers which are not perfect squares. Okay. Now how to find how many numbers or how many non-perfect numbers are there between two perfect squares. There is a trick for that. Let us check it. You see you have two numbers, 3 square and 2 square. Now to find how many numbers are there between 2 square and 3 square, what we usually do? We write the numbers. What is 2 square? 4. And what is 3 square? 9. So we wrote all the numbers here. You see 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Between these two square numbers, you have here how many non-square numbers? You got 4 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers are there which are not perfect square. Okay. Now you check this 4 has got any connection between these two numbers or any of these numbers. Check it. Okay. Let us check one more example and then we will come to a conclusion. You see here, let us find the numbers. How many numbers are there between 4 square and 5 square? What is 4 square? 60. And 5 square is 25. Let us write 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 up to 25. You check here how many numbers. See, 16 is a square number. 25 is a square number. How many non-square numbers are there? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. Now you see, is there any relation between this 8 and here of any of the numbers? What is the relation? Here you have 2. Okay. So 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. So if you take this as n, 2 times n is equal to 4. Now here the first number is 4. 2 multiplied by 4 is 8. Okay, so what is the property? There are two n non-perfect numbers between the square numbers n square and n plus 1 square. N square can be any number. N plus 1 may be the next square of it. Okay. So between two square numbers, if you want to find out two consecutive square numbers, if you want to find how many non-square numbers are there, you can use this property. Okay. This is all about the properties of square numbers. Okay. Thank you.